Vietnam may be considered as a brightening name in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Some people call this an exploit. However, this exploit is a result of the tenacious efforts of the Communist Party, government, departments, and all the Vietnamese people. Although it has not a final win, with the spirit fighting the epidemic is like fighting against the invaders. We split into different stages, and won on each of these steps until now. This is being praised all around the world in the state that Vietnam's medical system is not state-of-the-art and the budget is scanty, but Vietnam's effect in fighting against the pandemic is highly appreciated. The Deputy Prime Minister BIểt T stated, Vietnamese current life is the desire of many people in many countries all around the world. So what are the reasons for this Vietnam's achievement? Let's explore together. The first thing that we should mention is the initiative and all work of the whole political system, the drastic leader of the Communist Party and government. In the beginning, Vietnam had an appropriate attitude in dealing with the pandemic, strong determination without any neglect, lack, and subjectivity. 2020, General Secretary President NguyenHaiLy appealed the whole population to show national solidarity in the face of pandemic danger. Responding to the call, Vietnamese always keep their mind in the state. Each citizen is a soldier that are ready to fight against the pandemic in all aspects, and build a deep belief to give the party and government a hand. Vietnam is also the first country in the world applying the compulsory health declaration to all entry declarations from the endemic regions. From the beginning of the pandemic outbreak, the government promulgated the timely solutions to cope with the enemy by implementing quarantine policy, enforcing national isolation, and staying at home. The international organizations and nations assess that Vietnam's solutions are sound, early, and resolute. Especially, Vietnam's effective economy is very impressive, because our total costs for fighting the pandemic until now are considerably lower compared to other countries in the world. We have the medical team, the white-shirted doctors in the front fight against the pandemic. Vietnam's healthcare system is always the pride of the Vietnamese people, working during day and night regardless of the risk of infection, and cudgelling their brains to detect the most appropriate treatment regimen to each COVID patient. Thanks to the wholeheartedness of the medical team, after more than 6 months convulsed with the pandemic, Vietnam successfully treated 326,349 confirmed cases in total, and especially we have not had any deaths until now. It can be considered as a pride, gratitude, and a resounding success in this fight against COVID-19. Vietnamese for People's Army, People's Police and others functioning authorities, especially the soldiers, who always work with the spirit all for the people served. Thousands of soldiers slept in the forest, oversaw the track during the boundary, sacrificed their accommodation for the quarantine people from the lasting rainy days in spring to the scorching days in summer. Their kindred spirit accompanies with their responsibility brought to the moving stories and contributed to the triumph in this pandemic. Vietnamese people strictly wear masks and sanitize their hands in public places to reduce the cross-infection in the community to the minimum. The companies and the economic facilities volunteer to bear the immediate benefits to give the government a helping hand in the fight against the epidemic. Struggling with a lot of difficulties, but they are always in the spirit, they always together even in time of dearth and scarcity. Several companies applied the temporary solutions such as assigning their staffs to work in the shift to reduce the salary payment, making some changes in the business direction to overcome difficulties for the companies as well as the workers. Why Vietnam won COVID twice? Means of communications in Vietnam also contribute to the triumph in the fight against COVID epidemic. Vietnam released this slogan to appeal, encourage, and lead the people to follow, such as staying at home is loving the country is staying at home, or the slogan from the medical team likes we stayed at work for you, you stayed at home for us. Understanding this spirit, Vietnamese people talk to each other to limit transportation, protect themselves to reduce the burden for the healthcare system. Besides, the propaganda campaign and foreign information are deployed proactively and comprehensively, creating the widely spread effect and being highly acknowledged by the international countries. Last but not least, Vietnamese people are great. This is a compliment of the Deputy Prime Minister THUient T for the whole Vietnamese people after the pandemic. The sacrifice quality of Vietnamese is evoked. They are ready to share clothes and food for each other in the difficulty. Each person in the social class with their appropriate ability. People who have money contribute money. People who have objects contribute objects. People who have effort contribute effort. People who have ideas contribute ideas. A lot of landlords reduced or exempted the workers from the rental fee. A lot of rice ATMs were invented to help the poor people in the lurch, or the masks are delivered free in the public places. A lot of organizations, departments, companies, individuals both at home and abroad, our fellow citizen and abroad, they enthusiastically support to fight against the COVID-19 epidemic with their deep love and responsibility. In the condition that our national resources are still limited, as an enthusiastic member and responsibility to the international community, Vietnam also expressed profound sharing and sympathy to the world. Besides, we are trying our best to provide the practical and opportune cooperation for the nations, especially the countries affected severely by the COVID-19 pandemic. Vietnam sees through life and death, and understands the complex and seriousness of the epidemic, so we were not subjective at all. Each step is carried out in caution but extremely drastic. When the other countries in the world have not made any preparation, when they are procrastinating between health protection and economic story, Vietnam is ready to respond in action. Vietnamese people have consensus between the government and people. The government takes people as the foundation, the medical team is wholehearted, and humanity is everywhere. Due to these reasons, we believe that Vietnam is going to defeat the pandemic completely. And we are proud of this S-shaped country. Leave your impressions and feelings about our beloved country in the below comment.